This year, your school has decided to move away from summative reporting, and they're going to start a new way of reporting which is called progressive or continuous reporting. But what does that actually mean? Continuous reporting means, as the name suggests, that reporting is a continuous process. As teachers, we are constantly assessing students, but we wait until the end of the semester to give them a full report. The idea behind continuous reporting is that instead of giving them these results and this reporting at the end of the semester when there's nothing they can do to change those results, we give it to them as they go. We also release this to parents in the form of a continuous report. So a continuous report is a report that builds throughout the year and provides students and parents with ongoing assessment as to how they're going. So what does this mean for you as a teacher? Well, it means that you don't have to write reports at the end of the semester. It also means that as you do assessment tasks, instead of keeping the results in your mark book, you put the results into Schoolbox. When these results are put into Schoolbox, they then go straight into the grades section of Schoolbox and are available for parents and students. So how do we go about setting this up? This is all set up in your courses and units. When we set up a course page, we set up unit pages underneath. On those unit pages, we use what we call the course builder. The course builder is where we set up our assessment tasks. To add an assessment task, in the course builder, we go to Post Due Work. We then follow the steps to set up the work. Once the work has been created, it will appear in the course builder on the course page. In an ideal world, you would have all of your assessment tasks ready to put into your course builders at the start of the year. But in the real world, let's face it, that doesn't happen. So it's okay to build assessment tasks on the fly as we go. Once we've set up our first assessment, we're ready to import it into our class page. To do this, we need to go to our class page. We'll use the course outline component to link up our course. To do this, we need to click Select Source. We then find our course page, and all of our units will be listed below. We then click Use this folder. A screen will then appear that prompts us to choose the open date and the due date of the course. If you are creating assessment tasks on the go, only the first unit will appear here, and that's okay. The open date is when the unit will become available for students, and the due date is when the unit will be finished. These can be changed at any time, so don't be too stressed about the dates you put in here. When you're happy with the dates that you've set, click Import. The assessment tasks that you've created will then be available in the course outline on your class page. So how does this look for students? When students go to the class page, they will see the assessment tasks listed in the course outline just as you do. The difference is that the students will have tick boxes next to the assessment tasks. They'll be able to click on the assessment task to submit the work. If you don't have your students submitting work, and you're just using Schoolbox to grade them, then students won't be able to submit it here, and that's okay too. Once a student has submitted work, whether it's through Schoolbox or through another method, as a teacher, to correct this work, you'll need to go to Submissions. In the Submissions area, you will see a list of your classes, and your assessment tasks should be listed below them. You'll click on the assessment task to correct it. If you've had students submit work, You can then use features like the inline grader to annotate their work, or plague scan to check their plagiarism score. Once you've given the student their result, this will be pushed automatically to the grades page. So let's check out how that looks. As a student, parent, or teacher, the grades page looks exactly the same. There will be a list of the student's subjects. To access the continuous report for the subject, just click on it. There are a number of factors that make up the continuous report. You will see at the top of the report that you have the ability to flip through semesters. So depending on how long your school has been using Schoolbox for and how much data has been placed in this area, you will be able to go back for years and years to see students' previous reports. The next thing you'll see is the current grade average. This can be set up in whatever marking scheme your school would like. It is a calculation of all of the students' assessment tasks with the weightings that you set when creating them to show their current grade average. As assessment task results are added, this score will change. Underneath the grade average, what you will see is a box and whiskers graph. This isn't shown in the current screen, but by the end of the year, this will be ready and will show box and whisker graphs. The box and whisker graphs will be for each of the different assessment tasks that make up the course, and they will show the student in comparison to the rest of the class. Underneath the box and whisker graphs, you'll see the criteria section. This can be expanded to show all the rubric criteria that you've assessed against. If your school is wanting to assess things like the approach to learning of the student or the course outcomes, these can be set up as due work items on the unit page and marked like a normal assessment task. For example, if we have a look at the approach to learning here, the statements here, for example, completes homework and all set tasks with diligence, was set up as a rubric criteria. There was then a number of levels that were set for the descriptors, of which the teacher chose the relevant one. Course outcomes has also been set up as a rubric in this way and graded by the teacher. These types of rubrics could be added and marked at multiple different times. It depends on how your school wants to complete their continuous reporting. They may want to use an approach to learning and complete it at the end of every term, but it's up to your school as to how you do that. To set it up though, remember it was done as a due work item with a rubric. At the bottom of the page, you'll see a list of all of the assessment tasks that the student has completed. These assessment tasks will show the grade and any comments that you made on that specific assessment task. In future, you will be able to create rubrics that do not have grades linked to them. So the approaches to learning grade, for example, in future won't say 8 out of 20 and will just be left blank, as there won't be a grade associated with it. To get more details of this grade, students, parents, or teachers can simply click on the task. This page will show a student's marked rubric. This was marked by the teacher. At the bottom of the continuous report, you can enable the ability for teachers, students, and their parents to comment on the report. This can be done at any stage throughout the year. You can see that this continuous report displays all of the information that you currently provide in your summative report. The only difference is that this is done almost automatically every time you add the results for an assessment task and is available as a living report at any stage throughout the year. This means that students and parents no longer need to wait till the end of the year to know how they went. They can check in at any time and see exactly how they're going. The other advantage is that the teacher no longer needs to call parents and tell them if a child is not performing as they should, as parents will be able to log in and see it for themselves.
If you liked this video, remember to hit like and subscribe to our Schoolbox YouTube channel.